During my visit to Papua New Guinea this year, I visited a village called Magauto. It's about 2 hours drive from Port Moresby on the terrible roads. There is a Disciples of Jesus fellowship over there, a small fellowship, but the whole village came for the celebration. They welcomed us in their own beautiful way. But the first person to be prayed for, when I said, who wants to be prayed for? An older man, seems like one of their elders, came forward and said, me. And I said, what do you want us to pray for? He said, my knees, my back, and my eyes. And I thought, well, praise the Lord, let's do that. And we prayed for him. After we prayed for him, I asked him, how is your back? And he said his back was good. I said, how are your knees? He moved around, and then he said his knees were good. I said, what about your eyes? Look at me. And as he looked at me, he blinked a few times and he said, good. And then he just went down. He fell down. He just rested in the spirit. And at the end of the day, when after we received some refreshment, he got up and gave a testimony in front of the whole village. And after he did that in his own language, I asked his son, Jonathan, to come forward and to translate it for me while we recorded the following.
Line. I saw the cloud was open. Just above the clouds, there was the hand of God coming. Yes. And when the hand of God came down, there were people. There were people moving up and down.
Right.
Where the hand was, there were people moving up and down. Some going up, some coming down.
Yeah.
Au lau mat pela kai pewarai Yesus na pega war voltao au lau maku ya os na pega war seke nu anai au cheraku na talima karo idau akamona give not.
So the moment he saw that, then his spirit was led up towards the hand of God. The spirit was led up, and then zero was going up. The spirit was going up, and then was walking up, going up. He could hear the sounds, so many sounds, different sounds. I mean, gnashing of teeth and this kind of coming. He could hear.
Dale para pekila, koi lori mai koi no wario, ano para que no wario.
From there, the Lord spoke to him. You okay? So you have to go back. You okay? You go back again.
Okay. Same time nuganai, au papis, wapala kai sai pala.
The moment that he said, you okay? You go back. His eyes were open and he woke up. And then he came straight. Came straight to the house. Okay. Many karam.
Okay. Wana au bele para nai peru. Na peru na au mai.
What out of
wana. Okay. Wana au aguri ugu. Na bele para gimana na kan ko au gimakana kan. Laga kat na kata.
So when he came, he walked up to the house, sat on the veranda. The Lord was here. So the Lord was reaching out to him. So he himself was also drawing closer to him. The Lord drawing closer to him, he was also drawing closer to him.
One night, out, snow, cloud. What cloud now? Came up one. How came up one? I was better. And now I was better.
Have you experienced the cloud came above his neck? The cloud was
Yeah, I would go.
and he was praying. He was praying.
When I agree with you, okay, I would side it right side na smoke. Cook.
Whilst he was praying, there was a smoke from his right hand side. So where the kitchen is, there was a smoke coming up.
I agree with you, okay, Lord. I'll bene. Awari wane au namase pe au tano barai ke kala ka ma barai yai au wina no wat bai ko no wat au wat na kila.
In the midst of his praying, while he was praying, he was pleading to the Lord, asking him that it's good for me to just die, just give up my post. So whatever things, the difficulties, the burdens that I'm going through, just forget it. It's good for me to give up my post. That's okay. From
there, I'll
return to the church.
From there, he returned back. Then we were in the worshiping. After he went, started and joined us. So let's.
We prayed for you. What did we pray for? What did you ask Jesus to do for you?
We puakiam. We pere na imone. We rawa pukilai. Ya gene.
Au dia gana pakilagi au ira pakilagi enwa pakilagi mata pakilagi ya ira ku eta kulin enwa ku ira tawan ku eroge ku ira pakilagi ya gana pakilagi.
So when he came, before Costanley asked him, what should I do for you? And it was then. So what Jesus did for him was healing all the pains, the legs, his pains from his limbs, legs coming up, body, his parts. He asked Jesus to heal him on those things.
And your back now, there's no pain, your legs no pain, all well. How long did you have the pain for?
Years. Some years.
Some years.
And your eyes?
My eyes, some years. Because I'm not reading the Bible. Because I have no.
And how are your eyes now?
Now it's alright. I looking very true.
You're looking well. You can see well. That's good. Thank you, Jesus. Amen.
There were many people who were touched, many people who were healed. For example, there was a young man who was 17 years old who was having problems with his hearing in both ears, and his hearing was completely restored. There was another young person that came, a young boy. He was 14 years old, and all he wanted was to give his life to Jesus, and he wanted to become a priest. So we prayed for him for that. But